First, the Delta Police Department has removed the promotion of its wristbands from the force's website in support of an officer charged with second-degree murder. The department says it is pulling the bracelets in an effort to remain impartial when it comes to this case. The charges against Constable Jordan McWilliams stem from a shooting during a takedown at the Starlight Casino in New Westminster 2 years ago. McWilliams is now on paid administrative leave. It has been 1 month since Vancouver police shot and killed Tony Dew. Those who knew him want to keep the case in the public eye. Friends, family, and members of the Vietnamese community held a vigil at Knight Street and East 41st Avenue yesterday. Dew was shot at the intersection while allegedly distraught and waving a 2x4. Those who knew the 51-year-old say he was a kind, caring man who held 2 jobs despite battling mental illness.
Police officers, they made a big mistake, seriously, because if someone of them is going to hear this interview, he was harmless 100%. No way to shoot him, no reason to do that to this kind of person.
Police say they tried to bring Dew under control by shooting beanbags at him first. The Independent Investigations Office is now looking into the case. The former co-owner of a now closed Vancouver restaurant is expected to be sentenced later today after pleading guilty to installing a camera in a co-ed washroom. Alan Bosworth of 2 chefs and a table in Gastown admitted to installing a tiny camera in an area not only used by customers, it was also an area used by staff members as a change room. The offense could carry a maximum sentence of 5 years behind bars. Bosworth was arrested after turning himself into police in September of last year. A father is under arrest and charges are pending in a shocking case of child neglect in Surrey. The man is accused of slapping his 3-year-old son and leaving him at a bus stop on Saturday morning. Witnesses say the child was in a T-shirt and shorts. They took the boy to a nearby liquor store and called police. He's now been returned to his mother.
Public did a great job. Took a picture of the kid, put it out on social media, as at that point in time we didn't know who the child was. Someone from the public actually had seen the father in Langley, who at that point in time was talking about not knowing where his son was, not making a whole lot of sense. Reported it to police that he had gotten on a transit bus. We stopped that bus at 76th and 64th.
The father is also accused of stealing juice from a nearby convenience store. He's facing charges of assault, theft, and child abandonment. Vancouver's container truckers have voted to strike if the government will not stick to rates that were negotiated last spring. The truckers' union says it had an overwhelming turnout at a meeting yesterday where a unanimous resolution was made to proceed with a strike if necessary. The union says more job action could cause economic chaos, but it's confident the public will support truckers. The Transportation Ministry revealed its proposed rate structure for truckers last week, which the union says undercuts the deal agreed to back in March. 6 days and still no verdict from the Montreal jury deliberating the first-degree murder trial of Luka Magnotta. Jurors are now into their 7th day of deliberations this morning. Magnotta is seeking to be found not criminally responsible for killing and dismembering Chinese engineering student Jun Lin in 2012. He's also accused of mailing his body parts to Ottawa and Vancouver. Across the U.S., police departments are advising officers to wear bulletproof vests and avoid making inflammatory posts on social media following the weekend murders of 2 New York City police officers. Authorities are still investigating the motive of the man who shot and killed the officers as they sat in a squad car in Brooklyn on Saturday afternoon having lunch. Ismail Brinsley, who had a violent past, killed himself after shooting the 2 officers. Police say Brinsley had vowed to retaliate against police for the slayings of black men at the hands of white police in an Instagram post. Pope Francis delivered his annual Christmas address to the cardinals and bishops who govern the church today.
Tu sei sopra I cherubini, tu che hai cambiato la miserabile condizione del mondo.
This year's address saw the Pope denounce how some cardinals, bishops, and priests lust for power at the expense of others. He accused some of leading hypocritical double lives and forgetting they're supposed to be joyful men of God. Just last week, Pope Francis celebrated his 78th birthday.